Bonjour, Wapski Mikanakwe, Vishnakaz, Doda Moose. Welcome to my show. My English name is Evelyn. Welcome to Kokum's Up and Smoke. And my guest today is Brian and his lovely wife, Paulette. And I'm going to get them to introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about yourselves.
I'm Paulette Bird. Well, I'm originally from Fort McMurray 468 First Nation in Alberta. I've been full out doing the high tanning for the past, I'd say about 3 years, but I've been helping about 7 years on and off. Yeah.
Nice.
And Brian Bird. I'm originally from Little Red River, also known as Pasqualeski, Saskatchewan. Also Montreal Lake Band. I've been living in Fort McMurray First Nation for the last 25 and some years. I've been doing this kind of work since I was a teenager. I'd say maybe about 30 something years I've been doing it.
Wow.
And I never really let up. It's always been a constant thing every year. But I've been doing it full time for the last 7 years. And yeah, this is our livelihood. This is our income. This is what we do.
So tell me, like, what made you get into it?
I used to dance powwow a long time ago, and I needed material, and it didn't make sense to me to buy it in the store. And you know, being a high school student, I wasn't exactly rich or anything. I couldn't afford much of anything. So, you know, what's there in the bush that can't provide for you, right? Everything's there. It's always been there. So, you know, we should make use of it. It's free. So, being that that's all I had, I went for it. And part of it, big part of it was tanning hides. And as I got into it, it started to bring back a lot of nostalgia for a lot of elders, older people, and they would encourage me to keep doing it, so I'd keep doing it. And the dancing powwow thing just kind of faded away, but the hide tanning never gave up, never stopped. How else can I say this? Yeah, that's how it began anyway. It was hard for me to learn how to do it because people were already forgetting about it. This was in the 80s.
Yeah.
And my mom had a hard time remembering, and so did one of my cousins on reserve, a few of my friends on my reserve. Pretty much most of what I learned was from my reserve, from what people could remember there. So it's been passed on to me that way. And then when I moved to my wife's reserve, I met a family out there that did it. And the lady out there that did it, she was already in, I think she was maybe in her late 60s, early 70s. And she had a lot of boys. I think she had like 9 boys, and they were all around my age. So I connected with them real good, and that whole family worked on hides.
Wow.
And I really latched onto them. Like they were kind of like a family away from my family. And eventually they stopped doing it, and the story with them is kind of sad because their only daughter went missing. And after that happened, that old lady stopped fixing hides, and then the family kind of fell apart, and then eventually they moved away. Even though all that happened, I still felt like I had an obligation to keep going. So, you know, in honor of that too, you know, the spirit of that lady, her name was Elena Look. She went missing I can't remember what year. I think it was like 94, 95, somewhere around there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a while anyway. And then too, we lost we lost two children year after year. 7 years ago, and we were grieving, hurting pretty bad. And that negative energy, that grief, I'd pour it into my hides. And I just decided one day, I'm going to drop everything. My work doesn't mean anything anymore. This gives me comfort, and that's what I'm going to do. So I've been doing it ever since.
So it's really healing for you.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
And
Yeah. So we have a dual couple here, and they've been together for over 25 years or something like this. And watching them work together, I just found it really encouraging for our young couples, our young people nowadays. And, and how he works with the hide. And it's kind of like you make things with the hide. So do you want to talk a little bit about that?
I make like moccasins and earrings and do some beadwork, and a lot of it that I do is a lot of the hide, like a lot of the work that I do. Most of it is like self-taught, but everything that I've learned and like the beading and making moccasins is from Brian and we kind of shared a lot together by just working. And I also self-taught, like I taught myself how to make ribbon skirts and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's so awesome, eh? I just wanted to show some of the tools. Can you go grab me one of the tools, and we'll get Brian to talk a little bit about this.
this is for flushing. This is one of the many tools, but yeah, it's pretty basic, pretty simple. And it's for removing the flesh from the hide. And then at the same time for softening hides too. Yep. It's pretty much, I suppose if you went back in time, it would probably still look like this, because there's no nylon, there's no nails, there's nothing screwed in, or it was all done with a knife, and it's this is as original as it gets.
So the strap that's going around, is that
Yeah,
part
this
of
is
the
moose.
moose?
Yeah, this is a moose hide.
Oh wow! And that's the knuckle or the knee? I mean,
It's shin bone.
shin bone, eh?
Yep. So that's like that part right there.
Yeah. And then I see you kind of serrated it at the other end too, eh?
Yeah, it's got teeth to really chew into the hide.
So this has been our third day here already, and so we've been yesterday. Do you want to go through the process of the days that we've done? We've got about 3 minutes in this segment. Say day one. What did you?
Day one was the fleshing,
Yeah.
and then putting it on frame to dry. Day two was scraping the hair off and the flesh side off when it was dry, but it was different hide. Third day is this, softening. Second day was grease and braining. Today is just softening, because it takes all day for the hide to dry. Tomorrow will be sewing up all those holes and cutting the rough edges off and sewing it into a bag, getting it ready to smoke, and then the final day is a smoke.
It's going to be interesting.
Tanning. Yep.
Yeah. So the process when you did the braining yesterday, that was pretty fascinating. Can you tell us a little bit about the process when you put it into the pot and kind of what you used?
Yeah, just brains, grease, and soap.
Just one brain, right, of
Yep.
the moose? Yeah. Did you use the same brain from the moose, or?
I don't know. I got a whole bunch of them in one freezer, and then I have a whole bunch of hides in another freezer. So I don't know what's what.
Oh, yeah,
It
okay.
just goes.
Yeah. And you mentioned yesterday too that the female moose is easier to work on than the male?
Yeah, because it's thinner.
Oh,
The skin is thinner.
yeah. Oh, interesting. So, so right now too, we'll be taking some pictures over there and just showing how Brian's is drying out the hides, and then later on tomorrow Paulette's going to show us how to make bags, and like he said, we're going to be sewing it up. It's interesting. All of it's interesting, like we're going to sew up those holes, basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there anything else you want to add? I think we have 1 minute.
No, okay. Nothing I can think of right now.
Okay. All right. Well, that's first part of our segment here. And I want to thank you. And we'll be right back. Welcome back. Kokum's Up and Smoke, and I'm with Brian and his lovely wife, and they are tanners. Would we call you tanners, or?
Yeah.
Hi, tanners.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, tanners. And so Brian's got a story that he's going to tell us. Did you forget?
No, it just.
It's not funny.
I don't know. I was going to mention earlier about the importance of what we do, and I used to work in the oil sands quite a bit, and in the oil and gas industry and whatnot, in the name of supporting my family, feeding my family, and you do what you have to do to survive, right? But being in that industry, hearing a lot of negative things takes a toll on you.
Yeah.
You hear people say, well, you do belong here. This is where you should be. This is all there is now. This is the modern way. This is we work, eat, sleep, and get paid, and so forth. And like a long time ago, yes, we worked to survive, but it was our way of doing it. We went about it our way, and this modern way crowded everything out and made it in such a way where we had to go out and work somewhere and put our way of life aside. And I'd hear it from non-natives all the time. But when I'd hear it from my own people, it would hurt so much. And that just encouraged me more to say, to hell with you guys. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to live off the land, and you're going to eat your words. Because people still do live this way. Mm-hmm. We're living proof. We do it every day. Mm-hmm. That word decolonize, it means something. You do it every day, make a living off of the land. The way we do it, our own people do it. And then we also depend on the people, and we're part of the people that make it stay alive, keep it alive, and we do it for the people.
Yeah.
It's our own. It belongs to us.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make sure it stays that way, and I'm going to make sure that as long as I'm alive, it's going to be alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're doing a great job teaching us how to, do what you do to tan, right? So how many do you think you do in a year?
Altogether, like deer, moose, elk, caribou, bison, about 80 to 100.
Wow.
But out of all those, maybe half of them are big hides, like moose hides. Yeah, this year, it's actually been getting harder each year because more and more people are getting more interested in it. So it's getting harder to get hides. Like last year, we got 51 hides, but most of them were big hides, so it was not bad. And it does make a difference if it's big or if it's a deer hide, or it makes a difference. It's the moose hides that we need. Yeah, they're bigger and they're more miserable to work on, but that's where we make the most. We get the most out of it. That's the one that pays us the most.
So curious, what clan are you?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, you don't?
Bird clan?
Oh, Bird clan. Which bird? No, I'm only kidding.
I don't know. Where I'm from, we don't go by a clan thing, because I hear about it out this way every now and again, but we don't. Our customs are different.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I see you got a pair of moccasins there. You want to tell us a little bit about those?
These are my daily wearers, but one is finished. I still got to put the lacing on this one. They're made to wear every day. We do this for a living, so we got to make use of it, like literally make use of it every day too, right? So that's what I like to do too, is to wear my product.
Yeah.
I still have my old ones. I still wear them, but they're on their last leg. So
we seen the little holes he was showing us yesterday, the little holes in the bottom of his soles, eh? And I was just looking at the whatever you call the workmanship in this, how detailed you are. I'm a sewer too, and I'm just thinking like, wow, for a man it's so detailed, Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh, and you can still smell, wow. Those are beautiful. And that's the finished product right there, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Nice.
I should be able to wear them on their way home.
You should be done.
Yeah, it should be done. You just got the lacing?
Yeah, I just got to put the lace on it, that's all.
Yeah. And that's moose, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So can you make moccasins out of buffalo hide?
I don't know, I never tried.
Never
I
tried
only
it, eh?
made them with moose hide, that's it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Bison we hardly ever come across, maybe one every couple of years or so.
Yeah.
So, and I don't like working on them. They're miserable to work on. They're tough. They're hard. Yep.
Yeah.
And I've never tried.
Yeah.
I've never tried to work on it.
Yeah. So she makes moccasins too? If you want to just show your...
But I make just like moccasin earrings.
Can you get a good picture of that, Vicki? Yeah, they're so cute. They're so tiny, eh? The little earrings. Yeah, she had a class yesterday and was teaching us how to do this. It was cute.
And then I also make these little ornaments that you can hang. These are not done yet, but I'm gonna put like fur on them.
Oh.
They're just little moccasins that you can hang in your vehicle or whatever.
And that's thicker.
That's out of all moose hide. All of this is all
Smoked, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I also make these beaded earrings, like this. But I use the moose hide for the backing.
I love the pair just like that alone would be nice, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's beautiful work. So earlier, if you noticed, there's a pole there. He's scraping some hides there, and I whacked my head. Just walked right into it, not paying any attention, right? And so anyhow, Paulette has a short story to tell us about her experience walking into
You really
bowls.
want to.
Well, my short story is I was helping take the 2x4s out of the teepee that we were working at a hide camp, and I knelt them up against the truck, and a gust of wind came, and I turned and hit my head, one this way and one this way, and I had marks on the side of my face and my forehead and stuff. But after the goose egg went away, I ended up with 2 black eyes. So I had to walk around with 2 black eyes for like a week.
I hope I don't get 2 black eyes. What about, and then there was another time too that happened, eh?
No, that had nothing to do with
the hides.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
something else.
Yeah. Boy, it sure hurt though. I think I seen stars. Yeah, yeah. I think I can hear better though. Yeah. So is there anything else you'd like to share about
Nothing I can think of at this moment.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I want to thank you very much for coming or helping do this interview. And I want to thank you for, teaching the people this. It's very valuable. Yeah. So, Miigwech. And you're here with Kokum Up in Smokes and Brian and his wife Paulette. And have a nice day. What did they say? How do you say goodbye in your language?
There's no word for it.
There is no okay.
Kitam is like see you. Till next time.
Okay. Didam?
Kitam.
Gidam?